Hello, everybody out there watching. This is Imperial Man 100 slash the Zotman. I know that can be a little bit confusing. I'm actually considering taking off my second channel, that's the Zotman. Um, just because it has fewer subscribers. This one has reached its peak at 100. So, with that, I'm going to shut up now about my channel, and I'm going to show you guys something a little bit unique. So what I have here is I've been working on a project in creative mode on Minecraft. This is, for the most part, except for what you can kind of see in the back right over there, this looks like a very basic building. But inside, I'm working on making something very complex, which I'm hoping will look very impressive. Um, there is a point to everything that I'm doing here with this building. That I've actually been hiding the purpose from my youngest brother because I kind of want to surprise him with it. Um, so, basically, before I go inside, I wanted to tell you that this building, this completely unmarked building you see here inside, um, is actually meant to tell a story. And it starts at the birth of a person, and it really is kind of showing, it really is sort of meant to represent in its own unique Minecraft way, um, basically the step-by-step process, almost the step-by-step process of life. We start with the person's birth, and we go all the way through to his adulthood. Which I think is going to be very interesting because I have so many different ideas on the table for how to present this. Now, I also want to let you know that as I'm going through this, I like to kind of consider this to be like the rough draft process. Everything that you see now will probably not be the case later, but you'll get to see it in a future part. But for now, I'm going to walk you through what I have so far, and if you guys can leave in the comments section, um, any suggestions for what I might be able to do to spice things up a bit more and kind of make things look better and maybe make things look, I guess, a little bit richer and stuff like that, because some of the stuff inside does look a little bit basic. Again, it's more of an outline than it is a fleshed out project. So, without further ado, I will show you what I have so far. Um, Now, I do have this iron door open right now. Yes. It says here where it begins. Will you pull the lever? Now, it looks kind of stupid right now. I can actually fix that. Um, because I don't know why, but for some reason, after a few days, it starts to look really weird. It's like the memory of what's written on these signs just kind of go AWOL. So that's actually what it's supposed to look like. That's much more proper. So you have two torches up here. I felt like I needed two torches because I didn't have enough wall on this side, though maybe that can be fixed, to kind of put one torch in the dead center, like down here, down this way. I also don't like the fact that I couldn't put carpet on this part where the door actually is. So there's this line of grass here that I don't like, and same goes for here. I couldn't put blue carpet in this spot, and I don't like that. Maybe to kind of disguise it, I might actually build it so that there are two stone blocks here, and then like a very small set of stairs from the front door that's placed a bit higher. So, that might be my way of fixing it. If you guys can think of another way that I might be able to fix it, please, by all means, let me know. Although a couple of other ideas are coming to mind when I think about it. So what this is supposed to be is um, this is basically supposed to be a waiting room in a hospital. I have all these torches here because I wanted to incorporate as much light as possible, and I noticed that there's a torch missing. There we go. I know that the amount of torches that you have in a room in Minecraft doesn't actually really matter in the long run. I do understand that. Um, I also noticed that you cannot place a torch here in these corners. I also made sure not to place torches along these walls here. So I made sure to add these couches. You know, maybe I might actually add a couple chairs later on. This is probably the smallest, you know, sitting furniture I have. And over here it says I waited for so long. Maybe I might edit that so it's less dramatic. I should also point out to you that this is basically the receptionist's desk. This is the receptionist. I think it's kind of funny. He doesn't like me right now, apparently, because he's not even looking at me. I think it's funny because a lot of the villagers I had to spawn, and then I was called in. A lot of the villagers I had to spawn was are kind of trapped in different rooms and stuff like that. They just have to be in order for them to stay in the place they're supposed to be. So it says he came. Again, it's looking all funky. Let me fix that. And this is supposed to be the hospital room. You have two guys in these white suits meant to look as close to doctors as I can make it. Um, Over here in the corner, it's a little bit difficult to see, but right there you see that's supposed to be the woman, and then over there in that corner, standing there, is supposed to be the guy. I had a child in here one time, and I unfortunately couldn't keep it in. Plus, it just wouldn't have looked right because after all, it's not an infant; it's a little kid running around. Then you have a hello there, little one. What should we call you? Let me uh, add that back in. I do apologize for the background noise. My entire family is up and moving around today. Let's see, how about Jonah? I like the sound of that. This is all dialogue coming from the father. Go to sleep now. Rest. And also, you'll notice, if you kind of scale back, you'll notice there's a torch on every other block along the wall. But if you go further down, you'll notice that there are less torches. Look, he's drifting off. He's beautiful. Good job, honey. There are less torches, and then there's finally only one down here. This is meant to represent that Jonah is drifting off. He's going to sleep. It's getting darker as you move further down the hall, although I think the hall needs to be a little bit longer. Um, I think the hall does need to be a little bit longer. It says, "Welcome to the world, Jonah. We're happy you're here." That's the final note before we come in here. Now, because I have earbuds plugged in, I don't have a professional microphone or headset like I probably should have right now. But basically, I have this glass part of the ceiling right here so that there's some light, and I have these torches here. Um, During the day, I have this light so that it just feels bright. There's that wonder for the child that, the sunlight is streaming through. You can see things clearly, and even though you may not be able to hear it, there's actually sheep and cows trapped in these walls. Sad, yes. And I have this blue carpet here because I felt like blue carpet to me I felt like that needed to be the theme for the type of floor that the child is walking on. It really is kind of meant to be like this dreamland. So you have these sheep and cows trapped in the walls, and this was actually my idea. So you hear them, you don't see them. This was kind of my idea, and I don't know if I'll probably add signs later, but this was my idea of, the child kind of, being able to experience I guess the awe of discovering like animals. Like the idea that came to my head was like, the sheep goes ba, the cow goes moo, that type of very basic, preschool learning. Um, and when you come to these, I'll stop so that you can see what's in here in a minute. But I wanted to point out to you so that I don't forget. These sets of stairs that you see here, it says keep going, Jonah. Um, you'll see that these set of stairs are meant to represent the child learning how to walk, and it's turning to night. Learning how to walk. This is yeah. So this is like the process of learning how to walk. Um, this says first steps. It needs to look better than that. First steps, the child's first steps. And as you get further up the child is getting better at, Jonah is learning better how to walk. In here is actually, you actually get to take a peek through Jonah's bedroom, which later you'll actually be able to go inside. I'm just basically going to completely redo Jonah's room later on. It might look a little bit different. You can see that I've been using mods to kind of add these different things like the dresser and the bed, and there's supposed to be a picture of Jonah right there, and right there is the closet, which will actually play a big role later on. There's Jonah's mom and the chest next to the bed, and if you go down here, you'll actually get a peek into his mom's flower bed, which is better seen outside. So you keep going, Jonah, and here you kind of along this wall you get to kind of see it through this glass, and there's Jonah's mom right there. I knew that there couldn't be a roof. There had to be, for the flower bed, so that it would rain inside. You have all these different assortments of tulips and other flowers and stuff like that. And that sign over there is supposed to say Mom's flower bed. Um, and it says, "Honey, look at him go," because he's going further and further up. Now this is the last part I'm going to show you for this video. This is actually going to be inside, even though it's outside right now, because it's thinner. This walkway is thinner. This is actually going to be a massive room with like a bottomless pit underneath, and this is kind of one of the first challenges that the players gets to experience, is trying to make it. Of course, it's a very simple challenge if you're good at, staying in a straight line, and you just keep going up and up and up, and as you continue going up, as you get further up, the walkway grows shorter. So, like for instance, and the sets of stairs become smaller too. So, for instance, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 sets. You have 10 blocks right here, and you have 2 blocks of stairs here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 again. Then 1, 2, 3. You have 3 set of blocks right here. Smaller, and just 1 set of stairs. Then 1, 2 blocks of stone, and another tiny set. And then 1. Just 1. And this is where I stop. So that, yeah, again, there's supposed to be a bottomless pit underneath. This is kind of representing that, he's trying to walk, but then he fell. But then he fell, so now you have to try again. Yeah, so technically as a player you die and you have to try again. And this is the point where I stop. I have so many more ideas for how this is gonna go. Some of them are very, very simple and very simple and feel good, and then others, it's actually going to get kind of sad. If you guys want a glance at the roof, what it looks like from the top, and if you also want to drop into the flower bed to get a closer look, there you go. You can see the glass ceiling parts here, 3 of them that I have so far, and yeah, it's just some of the concepts that I have for later on are very complicated, so I'm going to work more on it today, and I can't wait to show you guys just more of the process. So I'll get a part 2 out eventually. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave in the comment section if there are any suggestions you have to make, what I've made so far better, just I guess more meaningful, or just from a structure standpoint, just better. I know I probably can do better. Like I said, for now, it's kind of more of like a rough draft outline than anything else that absolutely has the potential to get better. So, guys, again, please leave suggestions if you have any. And I will see you guys in the next video. See you later.